I was wondering if we have enough light. I'm like, maybe I should plug this in. It's only a little bit of extra, but maybe I can, sorry, come crawling up from the bottom of the camera. No, maybe I was trying to add in just a smidgen more light for this side for you guys, because I don't know why, but it tends to always get cloudy looking, like dark on the one side, and I'm like, what? Why is it doing that? You know, there actually should be no reason that it does. Sorry, guys. Let me just adjust this. I kind of ran out of time. As you can clearly see, I'm scrambling right now, right? Sorry about that, you guys. Not really cool. It's just I really don't like that this camera goes dark on you guys like that. All right, this is just going to take me 1 second. Like here, 1 minute. We're going to move this to the floor. Might actually get just a little bit more light on this bottom corner. Sorry, guys. Because I'm really just looking to clear up the one side. So, sheesh, right? Could you just get it together? Does that kind of helps, like, the lighting. Sorry, guys. I hope you all have your drink. Welcome, welcome. Sorry for the scrambling. I didn't want to be late. I had set it for 2 p.m. my time, which is actually 5 p.m. GMT time. And I think that's the time we need to go by. Even though despite it's 2 p.m. where I am, we have to go by the YouTube time. That was funny. Oh man, it wasn't funny to go through. I'm kind of like flustered, like, as if that just happened. But I usually try to think of things, you know, from the beginning versus like scrambling like that. And I had already pushed the buttons, so. Watch this be the one call I've been waiting for all day long. Of course it is. Give me a quick moment. Hi there. I'm actually just a little bit busy right now. You called at a really, really bad time. I'm wondering if I can give you a call back just after I'm finished, but it might be 4-ish by then. What time are you there till? Okay, all right. I'll give you a shout back by then. Okay, thank you. Of course. Been waiting for a particular call literally for the past 48 hours kind of thing. Well, I forgot to call them back yesterday, but regardless. Now I need a cold drink. I've got the coffee going on. Which of course is getting cold. Okay, 2 seconds and then we're really going to get started. Okay, I'm so sorry. I won't ever do that again, okay? I feel really bad. Okay, fine, have a hot drink. You're cute. Thanks, Pam. Okay, so we're going to go over some of the papers that I have here from Riverside County. So we have David and Louise Turpin's papers, and I really wanted to go over everything that they've sort of released to us. So does everybody have their drink? Everybody's good? Okay, so you know what, you guys? You're feeling lonely in here? Where is everybody? Everybody's not talking today, I guess. So, but you know, in all honesty, like I just literally noticed when I was going to start this upload that it said um, GMT time zone. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I've been going by my own time zone. Meanwhile, I think that's maybe what's throwing you guys for joining on time kind of thing. Okay, so hi Laura. Reese Merrick, maybe? Maybe it's a Merrick. Anyways, okay, you guys, I'm wondering if we have a typo in this paper stuff, which, you know, authorized straight up from the judicial court system there in California. But on this particular paper, you guys, it is saying that they had subpoenaed some court records from Whittier Hospital on June 20th, 2017. You can see I circled it because as far as the entire public knows, this happened on beginning of January 2018. So what I'm kind of wondering now is, was this sort of held back and they didn't even release this story particularly to the public until, you know, far later after it had already happened? Because it's a little bit weird that every single other piece of paper says 2018 and even 2019. But this one with a subpoena on here states 2017. So I'm like, was this a typo or did this happen earlier, you know? But definitely you retracted your message, Laura. Why? What's up? But hi, honey. Just joining in. Nice. This was kind of one of the biggest pieces that I found a little bit confusing. Like, did this happen earlier than what was released to the public? Because you can imagine how the fact that it involved 13 children, how the public would have reacted to hearing such a situation, right? And it's ironic that we're seeing a subpoena for records in, you know, 2017 in regards to Louise Turpin, I might add. You know, I mean, it's her case number. It's the same case number and everything. So there's no way that this is a piece that's from another situation. This is definitely from this exact situation of where Jordan Turpin escaped from one of their family, you know, room homes and called 911 and got her siblings some help, right? But this is the only part, and this was far into it, you guys, that although that being said, it's really, really the organizational of the organization of California, they actually upload like the most current things. So you have to go all the way down to the last page in order to get to the first page. Ridiculous, but whatever. But hi, Valerie. How you doing, hun? You started to send or write your message and you sent it by accident, so you deleted it? Okay. All right, so David and Louise, obviously, as the world knows, is guilty of, you know, locking up and chaining up and starving and mistreating 13 of their children, well, 12 effectively. However, you know, they did each have in total 48 charges on them. For the torture charges, they had 12, but only one of them they pled guilty to. As far as the cruelty to an elder / adult, they had 7 counts, and 5 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them they were guilty on. And then willful child cruelty, there was 8 counts in total. 5 of them they claimed not guilty, and 3 of them they claimed guilty. And then we have 12 counts of the false imprisonment. 9 of those were not guilty, and 4 of those were guilty. So we essentially dropped down the charges from 48 charges down to like 14, right? And that's what they were sort of convicted on. Let me just make sure. Interesting that, of course, some of the evidence is sealed, but I believe that those are more personal items, such as dirty panties and stuff that doesn't, need to be shown to the public. So there's a lot of things that are under, of course, lock and seal. But California has different laws as far as what they release to the public and stuff as well. So I had a little bit of difficulty trying to get, any kind of information from them. So, how many of hey Amy TGIS, how many of you guys were following the Turpin case? I'm curious. There was just so much that was ordered from the hospitals and so much from, like, media filed a shit ton of motions because they wanted to get in there, right? But the defendants, of course, were pleading not guilty, not guilty, not guilty up until, pretty recently type thing. Let me just make sure that I'm following this. It's so difficult to line these things up correctly because of the way that they have sort of dispensed and their information. So for the pleas of not guilty, like count 15 to 20, which was actually the cruelty to an adult, they had claimed not guilty. And then the counts from 24, 26, and 27 were also not guilty. And they were set for an arraignment hearing and stuff like that. I'm almost not even sure if we should do like a discussion on them right now. I just kind of flew through all the information and stuff. And as I can even see, like when Laura, when it was sent to me, it was sent in, the pages were so scattered that I had to sort of accumulate and set them into a different document in order to organize them. And by then I had already gotten the mail. So, I mean, it was almost pointless to do. So, and a lot of the information, you guys, of course, because it's involving children, minors, is going to be withheld. But interesting that they were sort of trying to retrieve a lot of various information from their bank accounts, from there was a laptop, there was a camera, there was all kinds of devices that they sort of got their hands on in order to find all of their evidence collectively in order to put it through in court, right? So kudos to the law enforcement who were involved and had to take the stand. It's quite obvious when I see these papers that they had gone through their preliminary trial. They had gone through all of their evidence and their discussions and everything, and absolutely none of it was released to the public. So unless you were sitting there in court, you really weren't going to hear any of this information. So interesting, though, too, that one of my favorite key points of this entire case was when, Louise Turpin was declined and denied the ability to go for, the insanity plea. She was trying to state that she wasn't mentally all there or whatever. But I mean, her actions show that mentally she was all there and she knew the difference between right and wrong. And she seemed to purposefully be covering that up, right? Court finds defendant ineligible for mental health diversion for the following reasons. This court heard the facts and circumstances of the case at the preliminary hearing and the living conditions of the children and the long-term effect that those conditions have had on them. So the court finds that Louise Turpin poses an unreasonable risk to public safety, and court's further findings, made as stated on the record. So again, though, that kind of stuff is not all privy to the public, okay? They do have information in the documents regarding photos that were taken of the kids' dirty arms, of their underwear, of pictures of the bed bunks, and of course there was a whole bunch of medical documents and sort of fixing and correction of the errors that weren't really sort of addressed while they were being parented at home, such as dental and spinal and medical. So I mean, stuff that David and Louise weren't actually looking after, kind of thing, were some of the things that the children had to go through after they were taken into custody. It was nice to see that they gave everybody their birth certificates back and stuff, a little piece of your identity. And interesting that they were trying to strike the Texas motions, all of the Texas testimony. So there must have been some things that were, seen, heard, and viewed that were sort of withheld in a sense, right? Although the argument by Jeff Moore to the motion to strike the holding order, which is basically just commentary, examples, or exposition intended to be helpful and, maybe persuasive in regards to either David or Louise and their actions and what that effect was on their children. So, of course, the court found that the motion was denied. And the remaining counts, the court found sufficient cause to hold the defendant to answer. So, I mean, meaning like, no, we're not going to take this out of the stand. They're going to have to answer about this. You know what I mean? And of course, the bruised wrist and bail remained at $12 million sort of all throughout this process for them. They were never going to sort of, get anything less than that. And they were never going to get out either, right? So people's exhibits included, the bunk bed photos, the medical reports, the schooling reports. There was also some university and college reports that were included. And I mean, there was a lot of discussions that seemed to happen off the record in the chambers. So we don't really know what was done there. But we do know that the children were dirty when they were found and they weren't really well cared for or kept. And they had, growth issues due to not being nourished properly throughout the process, right? And then, of course, we have David's perjury for all of his false affidavits. Interesting, too, that they used so many vast amounts of hospitals. Like they have Whittier Hospital, they have Southwest Care, they have Temecula Valley Hospital, and then the Corona Regional Medical. So, I mean, they had a whole list of facilities, I guess you could say, that they used for the children, right? David and Louise are officially known to have 3 boys and 10 girls. Just if anybody was curious about how many children they had. I know there was some pictures that it looked, like the kids fairly well looked alike, right? But the younger ones and stuff, you couldn't necessarily really tell. Very sad that they had photos of, the children chained and bruised on their wrists and stuff like that. Just devastating. And as I stated, everything was sort of sealed too, right? So they remained sort of pleading the not guilty for quite some time. And then they had a bunch of information come from university and Loma Linda University. What was the other one? Riverside University. So many more hospitals closer than that. Interesting. Well, I bet you they didn't really want to use the ones right in the area and stuff, just in case they were, kind of made out, right, by other people in the area, in the hospital and otherwise, right? So they had also subpoenaed the records from the Department of Education of California, which would have included the false affidavits that David was signing and stuff. Yeah, the subpoenaed records from the health information. Everything, of course, was provided both to each party. Sorry, guys. I was so busy today. I didn't really have a whole lot of time to get organized here. So this is probably just going to be a very loose sort of general chatting about all of this, you know. Oh, I had looked up also, though, some of these, you know, places that they had to get this information from. I also had looked up some definitions because they had used some in here in this document. But yeah, like as far as the Wikipedia or anything online, as far as when this case actually happened, was stated for January, like mid-January 2018. But as I said, one of these papers states that they were already filing for subpoenas in 2017. So I believe that this entire case happened a lot sooner than the public actually got access to it. And it didn't actually happen in January's time frame. I think that's just what's sort of released to us as the public. As I can clearly see with this paper here that they had this subpoena, you know, filed in June of 2017. Right. And then at one point here it says this was March 2018 that there was a council court had read and considered an email regarding counsel's standing and stipulation. So the council's stipulation as a standing stipulation subpoenaed documents may be released to requesting parties once received by the courts, but the court authorized the proposed stipulation, making the order so that, you know, the subpoenaed documents may be released to the requesting counsel with the appropriate chain of custody waiver pursuance, but not just to everybody based on confidentiality. A few of their meetings were sort of ex parte, meaning that the Turpins were not in court when the discussion went down or whatever they were talking about, and certainly were not in the judicial office when things were off record as well. So they've continuously waived their rights in regards to, you know, extensions and time frame needed and stuff in order to gather, you know, information or whatever. And then, of course, there was the protection order that was ordered in order to, you know, keep the kids away from the parents in a sense, right? No contact, $12 million bail. Much, and of course, as I said, the photos and everything that was, you know, in the file were not privy to everybody. They were privy to certain people, but not everybody. And like, even when I had sought to get some of this information, I received a letter from the district attorney, the office, basically stating what the new laws were, what the laws were in California, and what they were and weren't allowed to do, and what they were and weren't allowed to dispose and distribute, you know, to everybody. So, hello, Brazil. Yeah, I don't think that they would have used any of the hospitals that were sort of near them. I think they would have purposely used hospitals further away, you know, to kind of break out the whole situation. You know what I mean? Hello, Miss Shaylee. How are you, honey? Love your new pic, Laura. Looks amazing, girl. I remember it as well. It was scary that there are people like that. Scary that they would do that to their own children in their own home and act like they were doing nothing wrong. That's what's really scary. I mean, 13 kids were affected by their parents' actions. Well, I guess that happens in every household, right? Everybody's sort of affected by whatever your parents' actions are, right? But These were pretty heinous, in my opinion, keeping them up all night long and then letting them sleep all day long. There was certainly not any information in regards to evidentiary journals or anything that I was kind of on the brink of waiting for, because I wanted to see, what the children had even written about their parents, or what they were thinking, or what they were feeling while they were going through all of that. But none of that was released. So I'm doing okay, Miss Shaylee. Keeping a positive head, positive mind. Otherwise, what else is there? Hi, Tina Kelly. TGIS, right? Thank God it's cherry. Ms. What's with the Ms? Oh, I have a really fun, cute little thing that I want to share with you guys too, actually. Let me just go grab it. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so recently I was watching one of these other, excuse me, pardon me. I was watching one of these other ladies that were doing like a jewelry find with the Goodwill or whatever. So I got my I went into the city and I found a jewelry find. So I was pretty happy about it too, actually. Kind of cool. So I wanted to open it together. I just don't know if we should do that like right now, because obviously, it's kind of more of a fun thing, not necessarily a Turpin case thing. That to TGIMS. What's that? My hair is all over the place today. I didn't really know what the heck to do with it. But yeah, I thought that this could be kind of fun. Like I thought this was really neat idea, you don't really know what the heck is all in here and stuff. So really cool to actually find one of these little things, Thank God it's Miss Sherry. Aw. Yeah, Whittier is far, but I mean, they were in like a bunch of different hospitals. I don't imagine that they would have been able to even bring all 13 kids to the same hospital. So it makes sense that they used multiples, is what I'm trying to say. But, it's just unfortunate that you see the charges sheet go from like each individual child, and the rap sheet being so long down to, okay, so you guys, one thing wrong sort of happened to all of you, and that's it. So 14 convictions out of 48, it's just kind of like a little bit disappointing, I guess you could say, especially hearing how they treated their kids. But yeah, very unfortunate. I'm reading your comments, trying to see if it was something for me, and I realize it's not. So obviously, I trailed off for no reason. I sure had a good time trying sushi for the first time last night or yesterday. It was awesome. If I don't know if you guys have had a chance to check out the little trip to try sushi for the first time, but it was fun for sure. 50 minutes to get longer from Paris. Yeah, no, they definitely, I think they spread them out and, of course, gave them each their ability to contact each other, right? I would imagine that the entire situation of what happened would have been really scary for them to have to go through, you know? You love the sushi video? I went with Carl. You guys have seen him before. He popped in on one of my videos beforehand. So you guys have met him. I used to work with him, and yeah, we had some interesting laughs, and we almost got into a couple of accidents, but hey, we made it. At one point, he turned into oncoming traffic, and I was like, no. It was fun. It was good times, good laughs afterwards. But yeah, I took a little video picture of him. I didn't want to get, too much. I didn't really ask him, so. Yeah, it was really funny. Like as he's turning and I see headlights, 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 headlights. There's 4 lanes and they're all headlights. There's no brake lights. And I'm like, "Whoa, wait a minute. You're going the wrong way." He starts laughing. "Oh, whoa, that was close." Turns to go the other way. Oh man. So funny. I definitely plan to take you guys on another trip, just the two of us, where we're going to go and have some fun and see some sights. So stay tuned for that. Should be a lot of fun. Precious cargo. No, not really, but thanks. You're so sweet, Stephanie. But yeah, we managed to do a few things. It was kind of cool. Starship Fun Show. Everyone here is so nice. Thank you all. Thank you for joining. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to throw up a like, especially if you're enjoying spending some time here. Why not, right? But yeah, on more of a personal note, I've been dealing with a little bit of my depression and stuff lately and stuff. So, I'm sorry if I seem a little down or off, but it's definitely just me. Don't feel like it's any of you guys. Hey, Granny Doe, how are ya? Yeah, but it's really different too, Miss Shaylee, right? I mean, the online world is still so far away. As close as it seems, it's really far away. And there is no like getting together for coffee or hanging out to go shopping or, just touching base and charging in a positive way, with somebody. There really isn't a whole lot of that. So regardless that I'm dealing with some of that depression feeling and stuff, I have very few sort of alleys that I can use to dispense that, right? And of course, one of them is prayer. Like I strongly have a spiritual bond with God, and I seriously I couldn't do this without him, 100% without a doubt. If he wasn't in my life, I would no longer be here. I wouldn't have the strength to deal with the things that are currently still bothering me, even that happened, like 25 freaking years ago. There are still some things that bug me about that I can't seem to let go. And it doesn't seem to matter how much therapy or counseling I go through. it's always going to be something that affected me because of how young I was when I was, you know, signed out of my parents' house, never to return kind of thing, you know? And despite going through all that therapy, I feel like there's no way I'm ever going to be able to completely get over that. It's just a piece of me that is stuck. And a part of me is stuck in that because I can't let it go. And, you know, it bothers me that it doesn't bother my family, that they don't see how much pain and hurt and suffering I'm going through, and they don't pick up the phone. They don't come to see me. They don't send a birthday card. They don't send Christmas gifts. They don't make any kind of an effort to make it like, hey, we still love you. We're here for you no matter what. They continue to keep the division, and that's not helping anything, you know? And yet they can see this because, like, let's be real, people. Like, they know that I'm doing YouTube. They've been knowing. I've been asking them for years to come and join in and stuff. I wouldn't doubt if they watch regularly. But the fact that they see the pain and they don't care to do anything about it, they don't care to console or comfort their only daughter, is what ultimately really bothers me. Because I feel like if they cared, I wouldn't be focused on 15, 25 years ago when they gave me away, when I was 15 years old. I wouldn't be stuck on that because I could see or feel or hear their care, but I don't get that. So it's like a never-ending open wound that's just constantly there since I was 15 years old, and I just can't seem to fucking let it go. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I literally looked up at the sky today and said, like, what is wrong with me? There clearly is something wrong with me. You know, if I can't even have, like, my family, the people that brought me into this world love me. Like, I don't get it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it sucks. It really does. And it sucks because it feels like it's current all the time. And that's because, you know, they have my kids and, like, it's just never going to go away. And it just sucks. It really, really does. And I don't feel like they care that they would like to see things work out. I feel like they would rather things didn't work out, and they would rather I never came around. They would rather never talk to me, and I will never understand it. Like, I don't get it. When I'm your only daughter, why you would want to put me aside and say, nah, you know, she doesn't need to live here. She's a negative influence. Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, seriously, I don't know. Hi, Kara. Sorry, Miss Shaylee, that took me quite a bit to try to read what you were saying there. And I didn't want to do it out loud and sound like a blubbering idiot. Which I'm sure there's some haters that think I am anyways, but whatever. They are really missing out. Why does it feel like I'm the one that's missing out? Why can't I just be like, I'll see you later, have a nice life? And I just have to care and care and care. And I have to constantly have my heart broken. And I got to cry every night. And I got to miss out. I don't get to see them. I don't get to see my kids. I don't get any kind of connection. Why does it feel like I'm the one that's missing out then? You know, like, it's a bunch of BS if you ask me. I'm just like, come on. When are we going up to the higher power? When do we get to meet the real judge? Forget all these human judges. When do we get to meet the real judge? Thank you, Pam. Yeah, I don't know, Stephanie. You know, like, my oldest is 22, doesn't really have a care in the world, and hasn't since he was 12 or 13 years old to be in my life. My middle one, I haven't seen him since he was two. Well, I hadn't seen him since he was 2 years old. And then I saw him for a couple of hours one night in 2015 when his dad decided to contact me. I had no idea where the heck he went with him. I couldn't find him. I couldn't afford a private investigator. I literally lost my son due to his father. We had a contract, that he had a copy of and I had a copy of. He wasn't supposed to move. He wasn't supposed to take him out of the daycare. He did all of those things and ended up, I didn't even know where they were. So, I mean, by 2015, my parents had sort of jumped back into my life saying, oh, your daughter wants to visit you. And he had also jumped back into my life. I know that they talk, like my parents and him. So I don't really know what the point is that they keep kind of coming back like, oh, hey. And then they're like, no, we don't want a conversation. We don't want a relationship. We're done. We're going to cut the contact again. Like it's really just a whole bunch of BS, Can I speak to them one-on-one? I was speaking with them one-on-one. We tried to do Christmas together in 2017. By April of 2018, I got a phone call from them and my daughter saying they didn't want to have a relationship anymore. That's why this is all so current again, because they do this all the time. They come back into my life a little bit and they let me maybe see my kids for a couple of hours, maybe one or two times. And then they retract and they back off and they cut the contact. They don't call. They've never sent any kind of progress report along the way. So I'm just left in the dark to know nothing while they carry on year after year, holiday after holiday, special occasion after special event, and everything I'm excluded from, and nobody bothers to fill me in on nothing, and I don't know anything. It's really, really, really difficult. Like, it's hard to stay positive. Yeah, the in and out of my life. Like, it's almost like they saw me being so fucking happy online and they were like, what is she so happy about? And they decided to come back into my life, wreak some havoc, and then leave again. Like, I'm really sick and tired of it. I don't even want anything to do with them at this point because of how they've acted and what they've done. They think they wrote me off. I'm at the point where I'm like, fine, goodbye then. Like, seriously, the last conversation I had with my mother in April of 2018, she was like, you'll be lucky if you ever have a relationship with your kids. I don't understand why she would even say that. But I really, 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 really wish I could just slap her for doing what she's doing and some of the things that she's said. Like, for real. And I'm not like violent towards, family. And I don't believe in all these crimes of kids killing their parents and like all this heinous stuff that happens. As angry as I get, I don't feel that I could ever follow through with some of the heinous acts that we cover and the stories that we cover here on my channel. But it's mind-boggling, and I can understand where some people might get some anger towards what's going on. Like, I get it. But it's not for me, and I don't think I could ever do that. And not to mention, I wouldn't want to lose my freedom of not being able to decide what I want to eat from here to there, or going out somewhere, or finding new activities. Not my cup of tea to have somebody take away my freedom. So, like, I've said that to you guys before, though. Like, I noticed that I have that fiery type of personality where I get too emotionally connected, and I borderline feel like I could maybe be one of those women. And I'm like, okay, we're not going to go there. I'm not going to give anybody that kind of power over me if I know that I might overreact or whatever, right? So I just don't go there. I appreciate you guys being here for my support. It just sucks that, it has to be like this all the time. You're glad you stayed since you're not interested in the Turpin case. Yeah, I have two brothers, no sister. I had a sister, but she died. She was 5.5 months old when I was like 4-ish, 3 or 4, when she passed away. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. But yeah, definitely dealing with some things, battling it inside and trying to figure this out and just deal with life. It's not easy, that's for sure. Move to the US? No. Sorry, guys, but I honestly feel like it's almost a matter of time before martial law gets kicked in and everybody's on freaking house arrest. And I'm just like, no, thank you. Do I want to be under his roof? And by his, you know what I mean, your president. I'm sorry, but it's not something positive. I mean, I don't know if any government is necessarily doing everything positively, but that one is sure, looks like he's going to cause World War III. And I do not want to live over there when that breaks down and actually happens, because I do see that happening and coming. Yeah. I'm glad you can see that, Miss Shaylee, because it's sad. I feel like it's biblical times for sure. You cannot read the book of Revelations and not see similarities as to what's actually happening in this day and age right now. And that's just weird, right? I mean, it's weird that we have read about chips being implanted in people in the Bible that was written how many hundreds or thousands of years ago, yet it's actually now happening. Like, I mean, it's for real, in my opinion. My belief system, I believe that the revelations is happening slowly but surely. It may not even fully come full course in my lifetime, but I can see things happening that are matching up. And the things that have happened in the past that match up with the Bible is what makes it the most scary right now. Because if things happen in the past, then they will certainly happen again. Like, I mean, if what happened in the past came true, then I think that what's happening in Revelations will certainly come true. Yeah, it's happening right now. I absolutely 100% totally agree with you. Hey, Kelly. How are you, hon? You love the necklace? Thank you. I don't know if you guys have Leah Sophia out in the US. Do you? Hi, Regine. Long time no see, girl. Glad you're doing well. I'm sure you're working hard like all of us who have 16 frickin' jobs. Whatever, though. It's nice that people pop in just to see what the hell's going on. Oh, she's going a little sideways today. Great. Let's check it out. I'm like, where is my elastic? I hate it when my hair is just so all over the place. I know I'm not going to be able to get a good bun because my hair is too soft. However, this is going to have to work. You want the cup. Well, it's been on the merch store for about a year. We do agree that living in the end times, you could go a little back. Or if I could go back to the Little House on the Prairie days. Oh, man. I think that's what my mother thought she was creating, but she was really just crazy on Earth. I have to disagree with that. I was in more fear of martial law, lived in fear With our last president, I have been at peace now since we got Trump. He has done so much for the U.S. Yeah, I don't doubt that he has, Valerie. What I can see is the way that he's fighting with North Korea and stuff, and how detrimental that could be to the entire world if that doesn't stop and subside and not happen anymore, you know? But I also make it a point to not really talk about that kind of crap on here because I don't care. I can see it happening and I'm just waiting for it to go. Let's just go. Let's go. Thanks, guys. I wish I was in a more positive mood today, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's been an all day type thing where, you know, even when I'm working out, I'm crying and I'm mad and it just doesn't want to go off of me. It just doesn't want to wash off me today. I've prayed about 4 times already and, yeah, it is what it is. So not in the best place today, but working on it. I agree, Sherry. Well, I will let you show that comment just so you can tell everybody how you feel. It is what it is. I think that we have to pray for our political figures. We have to pray that they have strength and guidance and do well things. I'm like, I just noticed it's me that's shaking the camera. Whatever though. But you have to be positive. We have to pray for the people in positions of power and stuff. So, and hope for the best, right? But it's God's plan. It's God's picture. And some of the fighting that's been happening between the president and the other presidents of the world has not been very productive or good. So, it's scary for sure when you think about what kind of consequences could come from that if something does actually detonate, if somebody does actually push a button and there is some kind of missiles that are pointed in certain directions, and what the repercussions of that could be. So I'm just like, I don't know. I sure as hell hope that we are not here when all of it blows up and all happens. I just got it at a Goodwill store. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Yeah, my heart breaks for the family situation too. Is it ever going to change? Probably not. I shouldn't even be talking about it anymore at 40 years old. It is what it is, which is a whole lot of crap. I still honor my mother and father, because they were the ones that brought me in here into this world, but they sure didn't do their jobs properly at all. And I guess everybody makes mistakes and stuff, but it seems to me that I'm the only one that's sitting here admitting to mine. They don't think they've done anything wrong. And I've literally heard that from their lips. So it's just like, okay, whatever, carry on with life then. Bye. Don't validate how I'm feeling. Don't validate the fear that I had. That's fine. Just let God, comfort me and everything. He'll ask you, though, one day why you weren't there to comfort your only daughter. He'll ask you. You'll have to be accounted for one day. Yeah, you would think that at 40, though, I'd be able to let this shit go, but I still can't. So I could sit here, and be fake and just be like, everything is fine and we're happy and we're positive all the time. But that's not the case. And I enjoy shutting out the entire world because of how hurt I've been, Hello, blue skies. We've still got clouds over here. Would be nice to have some sun, but I don't know. Maybe God's crying with me. Are you going to continue your other channel? I was so excited about it, but haven't seen anything over there anymore. Yeah, I still have them, but I'm not sure. Which one are you talking about, Valerie? thought I was meditating. Yeah. Cloud, come here. I want your butt. Come on. Oh. Did Mino go walking by? Because now I don't see him either. I'm just like, thought I'd go to the washroom first. I'm Canadian. How many others are? Hello, Alice. American Californian. So is Laura. Yeah. Sherry, no matter our age, we are still those hurt children that our parents injured hearts and souls. Your feelings are validated. They're not validated. That's the problem. I mean, they might be with you guys, but that, that's not where it counts, right? It counts that it's validated with them and how they're treating me, but they're okay with everything that's happening. It's very obvious. So they are very, very okay with excluding me and yeah, whatever. I don't care anymore, while I'm really trying hard not to. I am really trying hard not to. But I'm sure all of this even would make them happy. Like, we get to do all this stuff together and she's not included. So maybe they are just super happy. Yeah, it's probably very true. The Six Flag Discovery Kingdom. Nice. Very nice. Right on. I can adopt you. I wish people would stop joking about the whole adoption thing. But yeah, I guess we're going to try to stay positive. Like I always say, no matter how hard it is, we don't want to live in the negativity. And as much as I have lived in the negativity, I really don't want to reside there permanently. I visit there quite frequently, but I really have no desire to, you know, thrive there. Like, no thanks, you know? But yeah, it's definitely not been an easy journey, and I'm just kind of lost about it all, and it just constantly sort of circles in my mind and bothers me, and it's just always there. So I don't really know how to get rid of it. I really don't. Hello, Chica. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say today. It's kind of a day for me. I won't lie. We had a bunch of fun going to the city and grabbing, sushi for the first time ever and stuff, but I'm not really in the best place, right now. I probably won't even leave this up in all honesty. It's not ad user friendly. It's not positive. I'm trying to do stuff that's genuinely a good thing here because everybody can get like this. So to show you this just seems to me like stupid. But thank you, Miss Shaylee. And thank you, Laura. I think you put up the first one. All right, guys. I guess I'm just gonna cut this one a little bit short because, in all honesty, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how positive I could stay in this. So, I don't really want to go about talking about it all. So, I'll try to think of a better subject and have things more organized for the next live or whatever. But all right, guys. I'll talk to you later. I gotta go. I'm not good today.